Welcome to my office. This whole space is like a work in progress, so please excuse the clinicalness of it. But anyway, let's begin the video. When I bought my Jeep back in June, I said in a video that I wanted to turn it into my own solo travel overlanding vehicle, which means that I'm definitely gonna need at least 3 things. I need a rooftop tent, some kind of awning, and a kitchen. Now, the first 2 obviously were already covered by James Baroud, but there's more on that later. But number 3 was gonna be so much more difficult. Of course, you can always buy a ready-made bolt-in kitchen that's specifically made for Jeep Wranglers online, but those are very expensive, very, very, very difficult to get shipped to Japan. And I also just really wanted to try my hand at my own custom build. The only problem with this lofty dream is that Chris and I have no experience making anything like this outside of like a corner TV unit. It's okay, I guess. The other challenge is that Chris and I have no workshop to use, and we also have no wood cutting tools, meaning that the design had to be simple. So with that in mind, I took to my iPad and sketched up a really simple kitchen Jeep build idea, and then I had to scrap it all and start again because my logic was really flawed. We ended up going with 12mm plywood so that it was sturdy but not too heavy, and we just got the wood cut at Conan's wood cutting service, which was just like 30 yen for 1 cut, which was great, but it does mean that if we make any mistakes or we need something cut again, we have to go all the way back to Conan to get it cut, which yes, I did do multiple times. I accidentally lost the footage for the first part of this build, but yeah, we made a box. It's here that I would just like to take the time to say that I'm sure there will be so many people watching this video with far more experience than us that are already cringing at the way that we're building it and the mistakes that are already very evident in the build, and for that I would just like to say sorry. Definitely the most difficult part of the build for us was going to be this kind of pull-out drawer system that would hopefully hold the burner, chopping board and utensils. So we started by making a box.
Though in hindsight, we probably could have put the drawer slides in before we made the box. Because now it's awkward to get at.
I want to make a box. I want to make a box.
This kind of pull-out drawer thing is something that I've seen in a lot of different car kitchen builds, but Drew Sims in particular, he's got just the most incredible Jeep overlanding setup, and Chris and I ended up taking a lot of inspiration from his kind of build, though we could only dream of the things that he's achieved. But yeah, shout out to Drew Sims for making absolutely beautiful videos. Please go and check him out. We finished the first layer of the pull-out drawer, though we probably could have made it a little bit wider.
Kind of.
But anyway, with a bit of help from a friend, we managed to get it all working, and it was so satisfying.
Wow! Chopping board.
Oh.
Little spices. Burner. Wow! Good job, guys.
So with the success of the first drawer under our belt, everything else felt so much easier in comparison.
Very precise art. Ah! It's getting everywhere. It works! Yay!
I was very proud of this water pop. Next, I wanted to make a little shelf for the portable battery that just happened to fit perfectly in this little awkward gap that the Jeep has. We secured it with some hinges and this like really super cool, really awesome support that just like fits perfectly in that space. And that was an empty 2-litre pet bottle from Lawson.
Beautiful.
And don't worry, we fixed it like a week later, it was all fine. The battery we chose to go with is the Jackery Explore 1500, and they actually agreed to send me this portable battery to use, so keep that in mind because I'm going to talk about them for the next minute. The Jackery Explorer 1500 features 1,534 watt-hour capacity with 1,800 running wattage. It's equipped with 3 AC outlets, one 60-watt USB-C port, one quick charge 3.0 port, one USB-A port, and one 12-volt car port. It has enough power to run a coffee maker, pressure cooker, and even a microwave if you wanted to, but we're mainly using it for boiling the kettle, charging all of our camera gear and laptops and that kind of thing, and also running the fridge. I decided not to get the solar panels just so that I could save space in the Jeep, but you could definitely get some solar panels to help charge the Jeep while you're out camping, or you can plug it into an outlet and that will charge it from 0 to 80% in just 3 hours, which is kind of crazy. They offer a number of different sizes to suit whatever budget you're working with, and they're also launching the Solar Generator 1000 Pro, which consists of a Jackery Explorer 1000 Pro portable power station and an 80 watt by 200 watt solar panel launching at the IFA 2022 on August 31st. And also the first 300 customers will get a gift from Jackery, so like a bag or one of their smaller batteries. So if you're interested, you can go and check out the link in the description. Thank you so much to Jackery for supporting this channel and by sending me this wonderful gift that we're already using so much. So going back to the build, next up was the roof racks. And this is a part of the build that I wasn't particularly looking forward to doing, mainly because I've got zero knowledge on the topic and every vehicle is completely different.
I can't lift it.
So after researching and looking for roof racks that are available in Japan in the middle of a supply shortage, we finally managed to settle on the Rhino Rack backbone system. Thankfully, we were able to get it shipped to Japan, but it did cost like double what it normally does, so that hurt a little bit. Even though this kind of roof rack requires us to actually drill into the Jeep's hardtop, which was really terrifying, so I'm really thankful that Connor could help us out with this one. We still decided on this one because after doing a bit of research, we found out that Jeep Wrangler hardtops can only hold about 70 kilos, and the rooftop tent itself is just 70 kilos, and that's with it empty. So this particular roof rack has a backbone system, which are just these kind of support beams that go inside the hardtop, and that allows it to carry up to 150 kilos instead. Speaking of rooftop tents, I went to a distribution
center, I guess, like they help like install different parts and things to different vehicles. Finally, I'm gonna have the rooftop tent on the Jeep. Very exciting, and that's all I've got to say. I just wanted to let you know where I'm going. There she is. Wow! Ah, so cool.
So I just left the Jeep there in the morning and then returned just that same afternoon to see the finished product.
Ah, looks so good. So our parking lot that we have for the Jeep is 2.3 meters high. I think it might be just 2.3.
2215
Oh! Yay! できます。よかった。Okay, that makes me feel way better.
We got it installed at AutoFresh Center Osaka, and they were
Really great. They like taught us how to like set up the whole tent with the awning and the hood that goes over the awning. That all seems like something I'm going to forget to do later.
Absolutely.
And then they also gave us like a gift as well, like from the distributors themselves, and they're so nice. Ah, you're gonna go? Well,
it might be a one-way
it's a
street.
one-way street.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nice.
Nice. Oh no, what do I do?
Thank you so much, obviously, to James Baroud for sending us the rooftop tent, but also Miyata-san from Koizumi for organizing everything, and then to the team at AutoFresh Center Osaka for just being so wonderful, and just everything ran so smoothly, and it was a really positive experience, so thank you so much for that. So after about a month of spending every other afternoon in the parking garage in the middle of the summer, building this Jeep and getting dirty and sweaty and covered in sawdust, everything is completed and finished, and it is exactly how I wanted it to be. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my first DIY Jeep build. This build was super challenging in so many different ways, and I always knew that I would be able to get it done, but I didn't know like how good the finished product would turn out to be. It doesn't look particularly elegant or fancy or really like slick. I definitely wouldn't say it's slick, but everything works and it's still way better than I thought that it would turn out, and I'm really, really proud of it, really proud of this build. So we took the Jeep out on like multiple little trips here and there, like before the tent was on and before everything was set up perfectly and everything like that. So, you know, there'll probably be some videos coming out soon with the Jeep in kind of like various levels of complete. Eventually there will be some videos where we get to use everything when it's fully set up as is, and it just made me really proud of the little build that Chris and I have done. So thank you again so much to James Baroud and Jackery for sending me these two very important things that we kind of can't do it without them. And thank you to Connor for helping us with some of the really difficult parts, because he's really good at that kind of thing. And also thank you to Andy the dog for being there for moral support. And yeah, that's it. What do we think of my space? The elephant in the room. I think I look a bit like a news anchor, or like a doctor's office or something like that. I don't know, like we only painted the wall like yesterday, and yeah, I kind of just threw some things in the background to make it seem a little more homey, but it's still a work in progress, don't worry, it's not gonna be like this all the time, but excuse me. Will I leave that in the edit? Maybe. We'll see. I hope that you like this video. I hope that you're excited for future videos, and let me know what you thought of the build and all of that. And you can go and pick up this t-shirt on carolinhanna.com/merch. And also, if you like this poster in the back, I actually made it myself, so you can go and pick that up on Etsy. I've made an Etsy store for it. And subscribe and like if you want to see more of this kind of thing and all of that good stuff. And you can support me on Patreon and Instagram. Yes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh, what is this? A drill? I've never used one of these before.